In 2018, I hurt my relationship with casting directors so badly that even to this day, they have never called me back in for any other roles. It's not like I was rude to them or anything, it's simply that the auditions that I submitted had very weak performances. Now, as I look back after some success in the industry, such as number 2 in Stranger Things, Ray Rudinsky and FBI, and an upcoming project that is premiering in 2 weeks, I can pinpoint 4 mistakes I made in my early auditions. This way, you don't make the same mistakes that I did and ruin your relationship with casting directors. Number 1, the work is never done. When I got my first agent, I started getting auditions off of my demo reel, which must mean I'm a good actor. I don't need to go to classes. I'll book one of these auditions and then everything will fall into place. But let's actually take a look at one of these auditions and let's see if you can spot some very obvious performance mistakes.
When the lights come up, everyone knows that Hamlet is not going to end well, but Hamlet doesn't know this. He's the very last to find out. Let's take Mr. Bradley Lewis, for example. His best chance is what? To parlay a 10-win season into managing some regional insurance sales company where he gets to call the shots on Employee of the Month.
Oh my God, okay. Now, if you can't immediately articulate 4 major mistakes I made in this audition, you ain't ready for professional work, hun. It is way too theatrical. I'm vomiting in your face all of the choices that I'm making. I actually filmed this in a theater, so I'm already in that theatrical headspace. It's probably not the best to immediately do a film audition right after my rehearsal. The movement is too chaotic, which makes it impossible to focus on anything I'm doing. There's no arc. It's extremely one note. I'm just doing the same choice over and over and over again. And then lastly, the outfit is so in your face and so on the nose instead of merely suggesting the character. Obviously, I had an agent to even get this audition, and yet I still made these basic beginner mistakes. Agents, most of the time, especially if it's your first agent, meaning they are a developmental agent that knows they're going to grow with you, they're not signing you because you're already baked and ready to go. They're signing you because they see potential in you. How do you know when you're ready to book professional work? You need to be able to consistently pinpoint what makes your performances good and bad when looking back at your audition tapes. If you're not able to do that yet, you still need to take more advanced classes. Number 2, trying way too hard to stand out and be different. After you've had dozens of auditions where you hear no feedback from anyone, it starts to feel like you're just sending out into the void and no one is actually paying attention to you. And so I had a phase where I overcorrected and did everything I could to get that attention in a way that most of the time was super annoying. I'm talking about headstands in my slates for no obvious reason. And let's look at how I approached this role. Fraser Wilson from a semi-popular HBO show, We Are Who We Are. He is the detached and slightly odd New York City teenager coming to terms with his new living circumstances on a military base in Italy. He speaks in an undertone that betrays no emotion with only a hint of something that appears to be shyness. Very philosophical and sophisticated for his age. He's also a loner that openly disdains his mom, sometimes even lashing out physically without any repercussions. Look at some of these clips from this audition. You have me being way too emotional for a character that betrays no emotion and having this sing-songy energy to this poem that I'm reading out, even though it's that exact thing where the more you try to show how smart you are, the more of an idiot it makes you look like. And so me trying so hard to show how poetic I am is what makes me seem completely unpoetic. Completely missed the mark on that and just didn't honor the character description at all because I was worried that would not be interesting enough. This audition was with Carmen Cuba, who eventually would go on to cast me as number 2 in Stranger Things. It is way better to make a bold swing than to make no swings at all. However, it's about finding the balance between not being different for the sake of being different because you have a really really strong choice and because it connects ultimately to the character that you're playing. Number 3, not having a clearly defined typecast. Now, this won't necessarily ruin your relationship with casting directors. It will just make it more difficult for them to know how to properly put you in the projects that they're casting. For example, when I auditioned for Joker 2, spoiler alert for the psychopath that kills Arthur at the end of the movie, I did get feedback on this audition and I found out they did not cast me because I was just the wrong type of crazy. Because this was my exact typecast, which is the young dark antagonist that has a more vulnerable boy next door root to them, which is exactly the thing that made me perfect for all of the roles I've done so far. Number 2, Ray Rudinsky, the one I just wrapped in New York. The actor they ultimately cast, Connor Story, who's also represented by my agent, just went full dark, and that is his biggest strength. He can always go full dark better than I will. So this is an instance where he was perfect for the role because it was his exact typecast. I did the version of the role that would have been the strongest for me, and while for this role I wasn't ultimately the choice, for a different project that was looking for the crazy I had to offer, I would be the perfect choice. I could have gone all dark, right? He would have still ultimately booked the role because that's Connor's strength instead of mine, and I would have adapted against what gives me my own personal edge. I would have basically submitted something forgettable that wasn't as powerful. Leaning into your strongest typecast, whether or not it's 100% the character you're auditioning for, sounds great. This is something you need to workshop with an acting teacher because you are way too close to it to have an objective perspective on your craft. If you're interested, I am offering free acting review videos for new members that join my free online acting community, the Actors Locker Room. Once you get accepted, you'll be able to upload a demo reel, an acting audition, or just any clip that you've recently done from a short film or class, and I'll give you my professional feedback not only on some parts of the craft you could improve on, but whether or not I feel like it is fully accurately representing a typecast that you could play. So if you're struggling on getting clear with what your typecast is, this could be a great starting point for you. Apply for my community with the link in the description and make sure I get to review some of your juicy, delicious acting. Lastly, trying way too hard to impress the casting directors. It pisses them off. It's always so obvious. It makes it very clear that you're just an actor trying to book a role, not a character experiencing this life in real time. This is something I've always struggled with, especially when you go during a drought where it feels like you're not booking anything, even after you've booked professional work in the past. I mean, I experienced that with my young Dexter audition that you all saw. Know that it's a numbers game. Know that it takes time. Don't make bold choices to make bold choices. Make bold choices because you have such a strong opinion on a different way that the scene could go that you can't not try it out. Instead of impressing them, you want to impress yourself. Focus more on bringing something out of you didn't even know that you were capable of, and let that be successful, whether or not it leads to hearing something back. A bonus tip, another thing that will ruin your relationship with casting directors is having truly horrendous, horrible skin that makes them throw up in their mouth a little bit when they watch you. So if you'd love to learn how to fix that, go watch this video right up here. And remember, if you want that free acting review video with a little bit of advice on whether or not I feel like it fits your best typecast, submit via the link below and join my community.